Joseph, YouTube, welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Shishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
Gabrielle Union says she still has fears that if a movie gets canceled, she won't be able to pay her bills. And it has a quote here from her that says, "I and Dwayne split everything 50-50. This one's a pretty interesting one, guys, because there are very strong mixed messages coming from all over the place about what she revealed with the splits regarding bills in her household. Men were surprised. Women especially were surprised. Why is this? Well, let's find out. Let's get into it.
Did you develop that first sense of security?
In this household, we split everything 50-50. But in the other households that each of us have to support, it puts this, there's always this like gorilla on your back that it is like, you better work, you work. You know, you gonna sleep in? You know, somebody might not eat.
All right, so you heard Gabrielle Union there talk about the splits, the 50-50 split in specific in her household. And she says it puts this gorilla on your back because she's constantly thinking, if I don't work, we don't eat. Why? Because the household cannot function without her contributing significantly financially. Now, why would this cause a controversy and people to have mixed emotions about this whole thing? We're about to get into it. Guys, I'm going to read a few comments here from my subscribers following the What's Brewing Instagram channel. But before I do that, I'm going to read the ones that were trending on social media platforms that I think we just need to start off with first. For example, this first commenter who says, Gabrielle Union going 50-50 with Dwayne Wade don't even sound right, this chick says. She's not feeling that 50-50 split. I need my sister to stand up, she says, immediately. With the meme there and the lady with the shock face. This is probably for some show that I do not watch or have not seen yet. Comment down below if you know what the show is. But guys, listen, it's interesting to me because you will hear people talk about, I want a 50-50 relationship. I want an equal relationship. Well, this is what equality looks like. I'm going to surprise a lot of people with this perspective. I think Gabrielle Union is a smart woman in this sense, that she's figured out what works best for her. She's figured out that like, hey, I want the type of relationship where I am respected equally and specifically in the space of leadership, right? I think a while back, Dwayne Wade pretty much said there is no head of my household. Let me make sure, I'm going to look it up here. Head of household. I think I remember him actually saying that. Okay, I might be mistaken him for another husband, but regardless, I know that having the type of relationship where a man is not like the head of the household and he's not leading is probably what Gabrielle Union wants. Why? Because she commented in the past and said that she was in a relationship where she pretty much paid most of the bills and made the most money, and that made her feel entitled enough to cheat. If you guys don't believe me, here's the actual article here from Los Angeles Times. It reads, Gabrielle Union felt entitled to cheat on ex Chris Howard. We were both crappy. And the part where she talks about it, she said, on Monday, an episode of Dax Shepard's blah, blah, blah. Union admitted she felt entitled to cheat on her first husband, who allegedly also cheated on her. It says part of it was keeping up with his activities. I just felt entitled to it as well. I was paying all the bills. She says, I was working my butt off, and I felt like that's what comes with the spoils of riches. Like my dad before me, whoever has the most gets to do whatever the hell they want, is what I thought. And so there you go. So with that belief system, I don't know if she's changed her mind about that. I don't necessarily think so. I just tend to understand that this is what she wanted, and she's okay having that gorilla on her back. What's that gorilla on your back? Pressure. The pressure of being the breadwinner, the pressure of contributing significantly to bills. Here's another comment from another woman that says, Gabrielle Union says she goes 50-50 with her husband, with the question marks. 50-50 with the retired NBA star? Question marks. Oh, baby, hell no. A lot of women didn't like this. Why? Because when they say 50-50, they don't actually mean like, they're like, hey, I'm not going to pay 50% of the bills. That's not what they're talking about. Right? And the question is, when you say 50-50, do you truly want the pressure of the gorilla on your back? If you do, like Gabrielle Union, who I think, in all honesty, being as driven as she's been, she's sort of just embraced those attributes that have made her successful, which don't really work well in a dynamic of a relationship where a man takes the lead, and this is what works well for her. Now, whether that's like the best type of situation, that's a whole different conversation. But I assure you, this is probably better than her being with a guy who makes more money and is there telling her what to do. Something tells me she wouldn't do well in that type of dynamic. Here's another comment that says, D Wade is worth 6 times what Gabrielle Union is, and they split the bills 50-50. So ain't no excuse for you 304s. I didn't even know he was worth 6 times more. Okay. Here's another comment from another woman that says, if y'all drag Gabrielle Union for sharing that her and D Wade split their bills 50-50, I swear to God, she says. Next comment here from another woman says, if y'all got a negative thing to say about Gabrielle Union and Dwayne splitting bills, y'all still living in a lie, and it's sad. Millionaires being real about the world and taking care of kids and houses and bills, and y'all expect all that from one scamming guy, she says over here. Next comment's here brought to you by What's Brewing Official on Instagram. The first one reads, this is a weird relationship that they have going on. Total opposite of mine, this gentleman says. Can't recommend 50-50 with the face palm. Next comment here from another man says, you can see and hear the masculinity oozing out of her. This guy says, not an ounce of feminine in her body.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
I agree. If you look at her, look at the way she's seated and just how Gabrielle Union usually carries herself. She's probably somebody who's more masculine than she is feminine. But this comes with modern women today who are highly successful because she has to have the attributes of being highly disagreeable and also being able to take on the pressure of the gorilla on your back. A lot of men are very much familiar, and some women, about the pressure of that gorilla. And if you're a woman today who says, listen, I am willing and ready to accept that pressure, that 50-50 pressure, and want that gorilla on my back, then cool, right? Go ahead and accept that pressure. But too often, man, I don't think women actually realize when they say 50-50 that that includes all bills, every last one of them. Here's another comment from another gentleman that says, she said before that in her first marriage that she paid the bills, which made her feel like she could do whatever she wants. She's just confirming that Dwayne is only an alpha on the court. It's sad when a man checks in, I'm assuming that's what that's supposed to say, when a man checks in his testicles at the door.
No, I'll have a tea actually.
Do you guys think Dwayne Wade walks into his house and asks for a tea? Here's another comment from another man that says, wearing designer and saying you won't be able to pay your bills is crazy. And I don't think they're necessarily doing bad financially, but that's just the burden that comes with being the breadwinner. That's the burden that comes with being the man who's expected to meet all the bills at the end of the month. Is it no matter how much you have that pressure. Rent is due every month on the 1st, which is why I say that women who are house moms, which that comes with its own pros and cons, but it's a privilege to be somebody who doesn't have to worry about bills and the pressure of the gorilla on your back. Now, that's not me suggesting to you guys to go out here and make your women housewives. That's all up to you. You guys have seen the pressure or problems that can arise with having that type of a situation. This is an interesting topic. I'm curious, guys, to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.